Hello, I'm Lara Kochersan and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online.
This is crazy. It feels like apocalypses and COVID times, sort of, when people are not panicking, but this is weird, and it just shows how everything is dependent on the internet and electricity.
When news broke about the power outage across Portugal, Spain, and parts of France on Monday, a lot of people thought of The Simpsons. The cartoon is famous for its eerie predictions, but this time it didn't get it right. The entire Iberian Peninsula was left without power, with the Portuguese operator blaming extreme temperature fluctuations. Trains, metros, traffic lights, ATMs, phone lines, and internet access all went down. The blackout also caused flights to be delayed, leaving hundreds of passengers stranded. It was one of the biggest power outages ever seen in Europe. There is still no clear reason given for the blackout. Many social media users uploaded videos whenever they managed to find an internet connection, which appeared only occasionally, only to disappear moments later or after the power finally returned. The videos shed light on just how dark life gets without power.
That's insane. There is no electricity anywhere, and we're just stuck here. So we are allowed to be only on 2 floors, -3rd and -4th. And this is the only place where I have connection to the Wi-Fi.
No traffic lights are working, so there is a policeman in charge. There has never been a traffic jam like this in Barcelona. Like, even in the worst times, it's crazy, just because traffic lights are not working.
We were flying from Washington, D.C. to Nice with a layover in Lisbon. We land and it takes us about 20 to 30 minutes to be able to get off the plane because of a blackout. And then eventually we were told that we needed to leave. As we leave out the airport, we see everyone sitting around, laying around in grass, and just trying to figure out what their next move is. So we decided to walk to get something to eat because we tried to wait on Ubers and no Ubers were coming our way. So we walked about 3 to 4 miles down closer to the waterfront to attempt to find food, which was another task. As we were walking, we see that there are restaurants serving people with no electricity, but fortunately they had a handheld machine so they can get food. It's been a long day.
Let's go dark, pitch dark. Not.
Mega audio streaming service Spotify is changing its game. It's looking to attract more video content creators. The company has spent over $100 million in payouts to podcasters this year alone in an attempt to lure them and ultimately their audiences away from popular rivals such as YouTube. Spotify says it's looking to diversify its content, giving users the option to switch between listening and watching podcasts. But many of the videos on the app are not new, though they're becoming core to the app's experience. It's been pushing the format through the Partner Program, an initiative offering creators multiple streams of revenue, including audience-driven payouts from ads and premium subscribers.
Spotify paid Joe Rogan $100 million to switch apps. They see the value in it before anybody else did. If I was somebody that was starting in content creation today, I would double down on being a creator. Like, I don't think it needs to be sold even more because everybody's going in right now.
This is why most people quit on YouTube, because they're not making enough money with their efforts. There's the YouTube business model, you're a media company, and then there's like, you have a business that has a YouTube channel. For some people, like Mr. Beast or MKBHD, YouTube is a means of business. For other businesses, practically, which is majority of the people listening or watching this, YouTube is the top of funnel to your business.
Meanwhile, another media giant is looking to squeeze into the podcast platform. Netflix, one of the world's most popular movie streaming services, is also said to be eyeing video podcasts. The move could pave the way for digital content creators to access the firm's 300 million subscribers.
Netflix is trying to become the new social media platform, and if you're a content creator or a podcaster, this needs to come across your desk. It recently came out that more people are watching YouTube on their TV than they're watching Netflix. Even beat out Spotify and Apple as the top platform for podcasts at the end of 2024. So last week, Netflix came out and said that they're aggressive about putting YouTube creator-led shows on Netflix. So the podcasts that you watch on YouTube, Netflix wants to put those on Netflix. Netflix also said that they think they could be better than YouTube to help creators grow and make money.
A massive cyber attack on one of the UK's most trusted retailers has caused chaos and concern and millions in lost revenue. Marks & Spencer says it's dealing with a cyber incident, and now Scotland Yard is investigating. Online shopping has been suspended, parcels are delayed, and gift card payments haven't been going through since last week.
In a statement to the London Stock Exchange, Marks & Spencers have noted that they are engaging with external cybersecurity experts to investigate the situation. And when your brand's vision is literally to be seen as the most trusted retailer, this kind of incident can cause real anxiety within the community. So what can we make of the CEO's statement so far? Well, M&S are defining this as a system disruption. And whilst this isn't a data breach, where we would see theft of information, this situation can still be very concerning and cause havoc.
Security experts say it's a ransomware attack by Dragon Force, a group who have already claimed almost 100 victims this year across a number of countries worldwide. With tens of thousands of deliveries not made, the attack has already cost Marks & Spencer millions of dollars in lost sales and lowered the retailer's share price.
Shoppers can't use contactless payments or redeem gift cards, leaving holiday shopping plans in chaos. While browsing was restored by Saturday, purchasing remains completely offline. The situation is so serious that both the UK's National Cybersecurity Centre and National Crime Agency are investigating possible foreign involvement. Investors are panicking too. M&S shares plummeted nearly 5% after the news broke. This is what happens when major retailers become cyber targets.
In a world ruled by franchises, Ryan Coogler's Sinners is doing what few original blockbusters can. After strong reviews and word-of-mouth buzz, the vampire thriller continues to soar at the box office with a global haul of $161 million and counting. The Black Panther and Creed director is known for reimagining classic genres, but Sinners goes even further, mixing horror, gangster drama, blues musical, and 1930s Mississippi into one wildly original vision. Michael B. Jordan stars as twin brothers defending a juke joint from vampires in a film that's as cinematic as it is soulful. From razor-sharp lines to unforgettable music, Sinners is sticking with audiences and lighting up timelines across the internet.
If you don't go and see this on the big screen this weekend, you are doing yourself a disservice, and I mean that as a matter of fact. This is absolutely superb. This is brilliant. There were scenes in this film that made me virtually shake back and forth in my seat, and that takes a lot to do.
This is not just an incredible vampire story. It's also just an incredibly rich American epic. I was actually stunned to realize that this film takes place over the course of a single day, because the amount of mythos and history and character richness that is just shoved into this gorgeous, gorgeous film. I've seen some minor criticisms from a couple of people about maybe the film is a little overstuffed. I would push back on that even. I would say that it is thematic maximalism. They lean on the history of the creation of vampires being about xenophobia, being about the fear of the different and the villainization of people who are not accepted in society, which works very, very perfectly for telling a story about Black Americans in the American South in the 1930s.
So I watched all the top nominees for you. Yes. Every single one of them.
Last year, I watched every Oscar nominee so that I could work on that report. But if I were actually a member of the Academy, you know, the people who decide which films and actors get the golden statues, I wouldn't needed to have watched, well, many at all, if any. It turns out voters haven't had to see the movies they're judging. Now, after 97 years, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences is finally changing that. The new rule, announced last week, makes something official that most of us assumed was already happening. If you want to vote in a category, you actually have to watch all the nominated films in that category. Online, the reaction has been a mix of relief and disbelief.
How can you say this is best picture than this one if you didn't watch them?
But it begs the question, what have they been doing up until now? Did you see Matthew McConaughey's new film? I haven't, but I'm assuming he was great.
These awards don't matter. So they're gonna vote for their friends. I don't need to see all the movies. I know which ones my friends worked on, and I'm gonna vote for them.
A lot of people vote against or for something based on their own internal biases, based on just feelings, or based on vibes. There's a lot of lobbying that goes into play. There's a lot of money spent on campaigning for people to win awards.
That explains so much. Some truly great films were outright robbed. Completely robbed.
This is really starting to all add up now. They didn't even watch Wicked. I'm telling you now, they didn't even watch Wicked. I mean, did you see that article of that anonymous voter who didn't vote for Cynthia for Best Actress because they thought she was too old? This is absolutely nuts. We're in year 2025 and you didn't even have to watch the movies to win an Oscar?
The Academy will now track what members watch through its digital screening room, and voters will need to log any films they have seen in theaters or at festivals. If you haven't ticked all the boxes, then there's no vote for you in that category. The change comes as the Academy has expanded its voting body in recent years, growing from about 6,700 members in 2017 to roughly 10,000 today. It's a familiar pattern from the West. Take it from the East, repackage it, and give it a new name. Some clothing brands are marketing so-called Scandinavian style for the new fashion season, but netizens are calling them out.
But it's very European, effortlessly chic, I guess I would say. What are we classifying this wedding guest vibe as? But like, what is this aesthetic called? It's like not Scandinavian summer wedding, but it's very European.
Elements of traditional South Asian desi clothing, such as the dupatta, have been rebranded as the Scandinavian scarf. The reason why that's so insulting is because it literally feeds into this idea of Scandinavia, this fetishization of Scandinavian culture, because it's just close enough to your whiteness, but just exotic enough to sort of sit in that in-between land where it's glamorized. If you decide to wear a cute little scarf with your cute little dress this summer, just know that you are A, erasing the South Asian origins of that really important piece of clothing, B, you're whitewashing it for your own aesthetic consumerism, and C, you are unfortunately perpetuating Eurocentric beauty standards.
Tech is taking over, and it's not just through apps and algorithms. Lucy Guo, co-founder of artificial intelligence company Scale AI, has unseated pop star Taylor Swift as the world's youngest self-made female billionaire. Taylor Swift was first crowned billionaire by Forbes in late 2023. Her fortune spans royalties from her music as well as tours. A music catalog worth an estimated $600 million and investments in real estate have also left her swimming in Benjamins. Guo, on the other hand, is a computer science college dropout who held on to her stake in Scale AI even after she left in 2018. The company is now worth about $1.2 billion. She also owns a second startup known as Passes.
The artificial intelligence company Scale AI is wrapping up a tender offer that allows early employees and investors in the 9-year-old private company to sell shares to new or returning investors. The deal, which one source said will, quote, go ahead provided the sky doesn't fall down, and is slated to be completed by June 1st, values the AI company at $25 billion, according to several people familiar with the offer. That's an 80% jump since last May, when it raised $1 billion at a $13.8 billion valuation.
And that's our show. Find our latest stuff on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.